Thank you guys for coming. I want to give you an update on the triple homicide that took place Saturday night, early Sunday morning in the area of 65th and Jackson. There was an event center there, and they were hosting an adult birthday party, and it was by invitation only. We continue to investigate this as a targeted ambush. What does that mean? It means that this is not random, it's not a drive-by. This was a shooting that took place at close range, and it clearly was targeted for us. There were 3 males sitting in a car at that party. It's a convertible Mustang they were sitting in, just parked nearby where the event was. 2 shooters, evidently, as we can tell right now, they parked their car to the east, and then they got out, and then they walked through a yard and then through a shed until they got close to the 3 victims. They fired multiple rounds, both fired, and at close range, striking all 3 of the victims. 2 of the victims were declared deceased at the scene, and another was transported to the hospital where he subsequently passed away. The victims are identified as Marquise Turner, Michael Karstefan, Trayshawn Powers. All 3 are in their mid-20s, and all 3 are deceased. This is certainly a tragedy. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family. You don't want to get a phone call saying something has happened to your child. Certainly do not want to get a phone call saying something this tragic has taken place and this needless has taken place. We are looking into the possibility that this might be a retaliatory event or an act based upon an act that took place in a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago. We are not ruling anyone out. We're not ruling anything out. But right now we do know that there was 2 people involved. They both fired several shots, both at close range, and we're looking at the possibility of it being a retaliatory shooting. We have all available investigators working this case. Our real-time crime center has been activated. As you can imagine, we take this very serious, and we're, again, not ruling anything out. We're trying to go through every avenue that we possibly can. We ask, as always, if anyone has information, to please call Crime Stoppers or call the Escambia County Sheriff's Office with that information, because someone knows something. Someone knows something because they were either at the party, they heard something, they saw something, they took a picture, they took a video. Please review that, and if it's something useful for us, please let us know, because that's the only way that we can continue to investigate this case the way it deserves to be investigated. If you have other information that's useful, please call Crime Stoppers. Is what we want to also. Our lead investigator is Brittany Crawford, and I spoke to her earlier today, and as I mentioned before, they're leaving no stone unturned. They are doing everything that they possibly can. Yesterday, we're out there scouring the neighborhood. We have 1 vehicle that we have seized, and we're working on getting a search warrant for that. We have a couple of phones that we have seized from the victims' cars, so we're getting search warrants for that. As you can imagine, we're doing a number of different things. We're looking for video. If you live in the area and you think you may have a video, please contact us, let us know. Even if it's something you're not sure has value, please let us know. We can determine whether we can make use of that. Obviously, triple homicides are very rare, very tragic, and we, as I mentioned before, are taking this very serious. Again, call Crime Stoppers. We have received some tips. We do have some information. We're working on some leads, but we want to make sure that we get everything and that we know everything that you know. We want everything that you might have, that you think you can help us, even if you're not sure. And with that, that's all we have right now. We'll continue to investigate it. Any questions for me right now?
Sheriff, do you know what event in the past happened that could have been the reason for the retaliation this time around?
Yeah, we're taking a look at a couple of different events. It may not have been like yesterday. Retaliatory shootings sometimes take weeks, sometimes they take months. So we're looking at, again, as some of the information comes into us, we're looking into if it might have been involved in something that took place months ago, but I can't give you all the details on that yet because we're still zeroing in on exactly who the suspects may be. Yes, sir.
Sheriff, how did ShotSpotter play a role in this?
This area is outside the ShotSpotter, so we didn't get the indication on this. But I will tell you, I was looking at some of our body cameras. Our deputies were there really quickly. When we got there, there were already the victims were already out of the car, and there were witnesses that were already doing CPR. Our deputies took over the CPR, while at the same time, they're creating a perimeter. They're establishing a command post. They're coordinating response of additional deputies. So they did just a great job in what is a chaotic scene, as you can imagine.
Were the victims invited guests to the party?
It looks as if one of the victims was an invited guest, but the other two may not have been invited guests to the party. The party is a wear white type of a party, and only one of them were wearing white, and that's where I get that information from. Now, again, that's not concrete, but that's, when you start to look at these things and you evaluate exactly, who might be involved and who might not be involved, who is invited, who's not invited. The best guess we can get at this point, Rick, is that one was invited and the other two was just accompanying him.
Do any of the victims have a criminal record?
I have not looked at all of the criminal record. I know one of the victims just was released from prison 6 days ago, but I haven't looked at what the charge was. Anyone else have any questions at this point? We're going to continue to follow up as best we can. Again, our investigators are out there. They're sweeping the neighborhoods for probably the 10th time. We're looking for videos. We're looking for vehicles that might have left the scene, and we're also looking for information about if anyone has anything to talk about. Hey, I heard this, or I've seen this, or someone's acting a little crazy. We want that information because, quite frankly, we want all of the information. We take this very serious. This is something that, fortunately, again, doesn't happen very often. And it's just terribly tragic, and we're going to continue to push forward until we catch the people that are responsible. With that, I want to say thank you and have a good morning.